Is it somebody right on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to do a reading on Ariana Grande because, lo and behold, she has surprised me with her new LP. Now, I've said this before in a different video. Can we stop naming like these different types and categorizing albums? We've got albums, LPs, EPs, what is it, APs? I don't know. There's just so many different types, but however, Ariana Grande is dropping an LP, whatever that is, but it has 12 songs on there and it is called Petal. Apparently it's supposed to be her follow-up to her album from 2018. I hope I'm quoting that right, 2016, 2018, where she did Eternal Sunshine. I really love this theme that we're going for. Eternal Sunshine, Petal. I'm loving this floral, ethereal, like beauty, just nature. I'm loving the theme that she's going for with all that. But all that aside, what's interesting mostly about Petal, and that's exactly why I am here and inspired to do a reading today, is it seems like Ariana Grande, first off, before I jump into that, I Googled it, and Google says Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater are still together. But by what I recall and what I remember hearing just a few months ago, that they were separated. So I'm not sure if Google's just slow to the game or if it's just all rumors. And it's just like a quiet, silent breakup because they already kept their relationship in the behind the scenes anyway after being so public. However, why do I bring up Ethan Slater, you ask? Because what Ariana Grande has teased off her new LP is the fact that she has a song called I Hate That I Made You Love Me. That is a very oddly specific title after a very oddly specific situation. And you wonder if she's talking about an oddly specific person. But no, for real though, that's what she has to tease with us. But all that aside, let me let you hear what Ariana Grande says the album Petal truly represents. And what she says is exactly what I'm going to do a reading on, because I want to see, has Ariana Grande really authentically, truly grown and blossomed into who she is? The way I want to put it is, has Ariana Grande became a woman? Now, I know she is a woman, but just the way she behaves, the way she maneuvers and carries herself, has her behavior, her mindset finally became of a woman? That's what I'm curious and I want to know. But hey, let me let you hear what Ariana Grande has to say for herself.
Surprise! It's called Petal, basically about something that is full of life, growing through the cracks of something cold and hard and challenging. This one's kind of about breaking up with all different kinds of negative attachments, whether it's my own monsters in my own head, external voices, things that no longer serve me. That was a writing experiment for me to use that as a template so that I could be talking about one thing, sharing something, and people could use it however they want and apply it to their own lives. It's a little feral as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely from a place that I have been maybe like too shy or polite to tap into before. And this kind of just feels like, fuck it.
You heard Ariana Grande say it herself. She's getting a little bit more thorough, a little bit more authentic, raw with her emotions. So that way everybody can feel it. Because maybe these are emotions that she said she was shy and too polite to tap on. So she was bottling them up. And now, like she said, F it. I'm just going to let it loose, let it rip. And I'm just finally just taking the lid off the bottle. And y'all going to hear it today how I feel. So I heard you, Ariana. So let's see. What is it that you have gone through? Just want to know, has Ariana Grande truly metamorphized? Because I hope that was a word. But because she also, after Wicked, has been wearing a lot more of her natural hair. And so because of that, she has ditched almost the old Ariana Grande look and has gotten a more mature look of herself, besides the fact of her drastic weight loss, but I'm not here to talk about that. So because of that, we have a literally new Ariana Grande before our eyes, so it would only be fitting that a new personality would emerge as well. But out here, conspiracies. Let's just see. Who is Ariana Grande now? Did I see a card flip over? I did. As soon as I said who is Ariana Grande now, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. I say interesting because the Knight of Pentacles is usually that somebody that's on a journey. Now, is that a journey? And a journey in the sense of, are they trying to go from, are they like sending a message? Like, is this her presenting a message because it's the Knight of Pentacles? And the message that she's presenting is through her career and is about the journey that she has gone through as an individual in this physical reality. I think I used every physical innuendo I could possibly use that this Pentacles can represent, and how the Knight can represent all of those things at once for Ariana Grande. So what would be the foundation at this point? Because I don't really feel like it's a block, because the LP hasn't even came out yet. It comes out in June/July. So it's going to be something in the summer when it's bright, lively, things are already blossomed, the petals have already fully bloomed. So because of that, she is very strategic, even that on the rollout. I wonder when she released Eternal Sunshine. But let's see what's at the foundation. The Seven of Pentacles, fitting. I really like that because I asked Mama Crone before I came on camera if the Hangman was card number 12, because it just stood out to me that she just happens to release 12 songs. I don't know why that was peculiar to me, because that doesn't even represent the Hermit, but it does represent the Hangman. And guess what card came out? The Hangman, but in the past, which is exactly where it should be. And that's exactly where I could see where Ariana Grande's energy was stemming from. That's why she got 12 songs out of that energy. But I'm moving ahead of myself. Let's see what's in her head. The Nine of Swords in the future. The Two of Pentacles. Well, before I dive even more deeper, oldie but goodies are back. The Letterman and Kipper mixed together. So let's just see what is outside surrounding Ariana Grande's energy at this very moment when it comes to releasing this album. Now that I've talked a little bit about this album because this album is really an extension of herself. But now I just really want to look at the cards and see how she relates to the album now that I see how she is feeling, just in terms of her life and where she is. Because a lot of Pentacles is coming out dominating. So, we have despair. We have a mask. We have a mature woman. And we have change. Love it. Always do. So what I see here first and foremost, before I've already dived into what the Knight of Pentacles represents for Ariana Grande, just her being a messenger, but also on a journey. And as she's on this journey, she's willing to spread and share that information as she grows. Maybe it's something she's been sitting with for a very long time because Pentacles are stagnant. And so it's going to take a while for this message to deliver. Exactly what we see here down at the foundation is the Seven of Pentacles, which is waiting for the growth, waiting for the abundance. You've put all this time, energy, and effort, and when are you going to finally see it prosper, see it grow? You see it growing, but it's not growing as you're wanting, as much as you're wanting it to. So it's the slow, the patience, the slow blooding, the slow budding, the slow blooming. I want to try to get as many floral analogies and nature analogies in here as well. Not only just because her album is named Petal, but also just because of the fact that there's a lot of pentacles here, which is of earth and flowers. And those also, and flowers also symbolize transformation and transformation. The word is slipping me at the very moment. Transformation, and it also represents rebirth in cycles. There we go. It represents cycles because flowers die and grow just like the rest of nature does. So we see exactly here that Ariana Grande is on the cycle of life, and she is on the moment and point in her life where she is more growing into who she is. She could have been, I don't want to say like playing around, having fun, but you know what? Ariana Grande was a very free spirit woman. She did as she pleased out there. And there was nothing wrong with that, but now she's learning to maybe hone that in a little bit more, but I'll get to that. So in the past, we have the Hangman, and it's almost like the Hermit because you are putting yourself in a reserve, but the Hangman here is the reserve that you're putting yourself in, is so you're able to get a different perspective on life. So you're really reflecting to make a growth and change, because this is going to be a pivotal point in your life when you're really wanting to make a change for yourself. It's like now, because like the Hermit's like you've sat and really take time to reflect on just yourself. Now the Hangman is you've taken time to reflect on yourself, and now it's time to take time to reflect on your environment and how you want to keep going, moving forward, if things are still working out for you or if it's time to change things up. And Ariana Grande is feeling right here with this Hangman that it's time to change things up. And why do I say that? Because also in terms of this album, we see despair and we see a mask. And what do we see? Despair and a mask. The trying to mask despair. The Hangman energy is all about being in reserve. She had to literally take herself out of the limelight as much as she could, even though she still has a jam-packed schedule. So outside of all the promotions we really see her, she really has been out of the limelight. I kind of forgot about her until I saw her trending in TikTok searches this morning, and I was like, perfect, Ariana Grande, that's amazing. So because of that, we see that the mask is finally being unveiled, and maybe the despair is not literally despair, but in the sense of this is something that was in dire need to happen for her to grow and transform. She had to shed the masks, shed the personality, the persona. That's why she's kind of having this effort energy, because she's like, you know what, I've been down in the dumps where it's been hard, where it's been challenging, and I'm ready to grow through the cracks. I'm not trying to quote her in this reading, but that's just what I'm seeing here. And like that all comes and ties back to the Knight of Pentacles, who she is in this present moment. And like I said, with the Seven of Pentacles, waiting for the inner work that she has done within herself to finally materialize into her physical reality. And it's been something that has been slowly unveiling. It's not something that's going to happen like that. You got to make slow, progressive changes. First, it was the hair color. Well, really, first it was the weight, then it was the hair color. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm forgetting the order. Hold on. First, it was the unveiling of her real name. I think we finally got to see her real last name and got to like unveil her father. So that was like a whole nother thing. She did that, and then she lost the weight, and then she went to her natural hair. So you see that has been a slow progression. I had to start going through, really old word here, through the Rolodex, and I started realizing, wait, hold up. I'm like, Ariana Grande has really been rolling this out slowly. Seven of Pentacles energy. This just doesn't happen over time. She really had to sit and marinate with this Hangman energy, and it had to root within inside of herself before she can make it happen in real life. And before she can make it happen in real life, she's got to start making small changes that her future self is going to be thankful for her in the future. That's basically what she's trying to do. And that in and of itself, going from that despair card, can feel like the Nine of Swords energy. Like things aren't just coming as fast as they are, and because they're not coming as fast as they are, you feel like you're not making progress. Or you could be feeling like the Knight of Pentacles, where you feel like you're really stagnant in your journey. So because of that, it's almost like you need to shake it up, change it up. So this is why this album has came out. I think I did read that Ariana Grande was making some joke about how she would need a clone or something like that for an album to happen, because she's so jam-packed and stuff like that. And yet she released an LP. So it almost seemed like with all of that, she was feeling that sense of way, like, yeah, I want to do some music, but I got this, that, and the third. And then she finally was just like, you know what? I need to get this off of my chest. Because if I can't get this off of my chest, it's just going to keep weighing me down, burying me down. I'm going to be carrying this energy with me throughout life, through every career, through every job opportunity. And I just need to get this off of my psyche kind of energy that she's feeling. So that Nine of Swords energy was her finally washing her hands and being done with the situation. However, moving forward to the future, we see the Two of Pentacles, where she's still struggling, still trying to find the balance and the temperaments within her life. And we see that the change is never a smooth, linear process. It has its up and downs. I always say that when you're going through a journey, evolving, processing, and growing, nothing is never super easy. You're just never going to get through it just like that. You're going to have to lose, going to have to fall down some. You're going to have to make some mistakes and all that before you can really grow and mature into a woman. Exactly. And that's exactly what Ariana Grande has done. And because of that, that's where we see this Two of Pentacles come in. I almost don't want to say it's like a hard reality for fans to embrace, because fans are already embracing Ariana Grande at this present moment, but it just feels like a dissonance, because everybody remembers her past. And so when you remember her past, it's almost like, oh, you want to become a goody two shoes and clean your slate and wipe your slate and think we're going to forget just because you've became this holier than thou woman in that sense. And so because of that, people aren't going to want to let Ariana Grande let it down, let her past mistakes get past her. Okay. I was trying to fix that in my head, but I was starting to lose the train of thought as I was thinking even more harder on it. But because of that, they are just making sure that her past mistakes she doesn't outride her past mistakes. I think that's the way the phrase goes. And so because of that, it's that temperament, that balance of the push and pull with the media, but also just within herself, because this is something that she wants so badly, a change within herself, a change within her reality, a change with how things are going within her life. Because it was going the way she wants it, because she really was, I want it, I got it, I see it kind of girl. So she always got and conquered everything she wanted, but she wants to change it up now. Instead of it being a game, instead of it just being for, I almost want to say selfish benefits, she really wants to take things with a more mature, thoughtful, considerate approach, and not more and less of herself and more of the how this is going to affect everybody else. Really take a high road, if you shall say, in situations, instead of just going low because she can and feels like it. And that's just the mood that day, and it's just like whatever. So that being said, we're seeing that she's growing and evolving out of that. At least this is how I always felt, even though, she's always had a lovely, sweet personality. That's exactly what has kept her around for so long. But it's just the mind, it's the little details that you see within her past that you start seeing her as a different person. If you look a little bit too below her character, you start looking a little bit too below the mask, you start seeing a different side of her. So because of that, her different sides was always peeking through. You are who you are, but now she's willing to deal with those things, and really ready to confront those things. Hangman kind of energy. And now that she's finally making some growth within her evolution, within her lifetime. So all that being said, and all that spirituality and deepness, whew, let's just pull 3 cards to see how is, because in relation to how she's feeling with this album, we saw despair in the mask. The mask is finally being let go, and we're seeing a more raw side of her, and it's something that she desperately needed to do. And then we have a mature woman, and it's a change. You see the change. You're going to hear or see or feel a change from Ariana Grande. You're going to hear a different side of her. You're going to see something that you never saw or never thought of before with Ariana Grande, and she's trying to paint a more mature image, a more raw, womany kind of feeling that could be relatable, and she's trying to tap into those emotions. So that's how she's relating to the album LP. But I want to know what is the energy behind Petal? Yes, that's a good one. We have fish, we have a mountain, we have a child. Ooh, I like that. I was trying to think if I should pull a 4th card. I think I will. Yeah, I was just thinking because, like a 4-leaf clover, but trying to think of like something lucky. But what I see here is the first card is a fish. Quite interesting because fish represents abundance, but fish also represents that's actually a really good question. Fish here represents the fact that she is adaptable, because fish are really adaptable. I'm trying to think of actual qualities of fish that could relate to this album, because a fish, which is a water creature, and a flower, which is a land organism, is just, how does the two relate, other than the fact that they could be a little bit, I don't want to say symbiotic, but they all relate to each other within side of the greater scheme of the environment, in the sense. I'm literally getting way too metaphysical for something literally as simple as fish, a school of fish. But this will answer my question. I think she's an earth sign, but I just want to double check Ariana Grande's sign. Now, it would be really funny if she was an air sign. I mean, a fire sign. She is a water sign. She is a Cancer, and that's where the fish comes into play. Just like this Knight of Pentacles, just like this fish and the Cancer, just like the mature woman, just like the album Petal and the symbolism that it represents. It's all about the growth, getting really in tune with inside of herself, being within her element, water. So because of that, it's getting, and anybody can relate to this because it's emotions and it's feelings. So because of that, and Cancers are really sensitive on the inside, but they just have a hard outer shell to protect their inner side. That's that mask energy. So we see that duality with Ariana Grande, but she's finally, not saying that crabs leave their shell, but metaphorically, this crab is ready to come out of its shell and go into the waters where there's other creatures out there ready to finally coexist and just ready to coexist. And what do we see here with this mountain card is, weirdly enough, challenges and blocks and obstacle courses. That's what this album is going to represent. And that even though, think about it, mountains can be dry, it's just straight up earth, rock, and yet flowers can grow. Nature can grow on a mountain. So just when you think it is barren and it's not going to have anything to reproduce or anything that's going to continue growing, 7 of Pentacles, just know that there is something that can grow from it, like a petal, like a flower. And then we see here we have a child card, which is very fitting and really counterintuitive, because you would think if this album is all about growing and how she became a mature woman, why would there be a child in here? It would be a sense of it's weird to say nostalgic when you're talking about growing up. Actually, that's exactly that. It's not like that Peter Pan syndrome, but like it. Just when you're talking about growing up, you're looking back at when you was a child, when you was innocent, when you used to be somebody different, and now you're somebody completely. So you see the innocence has grown, and she's going to be reflecting on that. And all that being said, what we're going to end it off on, which I was really contemplating if I should pick this fourth card, fitting for the four cards. This card, when we're talking about foundations and the number 4, this fourth card that came out is the navigation, which is trying to seek guidance, to find their path, to find their way in life. And that's exactly what this album's about. If you need some guidance, if you need some clarity, if you want to try to have some inner growth, if you're trying to process emotions and feelings, listen to my album, listen to Petal. And maybe you're going to relate. Maybe you're going to have some guidance. Maybe you're going to finally have some words put to emotions you didn't even realize you had. And so because of that, it's kind of like that album of, I wish I had this when I was going through it. So this is my gift to everybody that could be going through this. Here's what I've learned. Here's what I've gone through. And as somebody who has came out on the other side, this is the message I have for you. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this message on Ariana Grande. I sure did. Message. Wow. Reading on Ariana Grande, but it sure felt like a message of what she has prepared and boxed up. And also, this is all career too, so it's something that she has to, I don't want to say live by. She's going to talk about being a changed woman, but also it's something to sell an album LP too. So with that being said, we'll see which one it is. I really hope that she has grown, because I really have high hopes for Ariana Grande. Not because I've been an avid follower of her since her Nickelodeon days, but just because it is nice to see the evolution, the growing stages and the phases and personalities of Ariana Grande, and I'm ready to see what the next stage of her life is going to entail for her. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. And it's very funny that whenever celebrities go through it, just as a side tangent, it's always so funny that when celebrities go through a transformation, they either go for flowers or a snake. Because I just heard Miley Cyrus, I can buy myself flowers in my head. And I was just like, oh yeah, that was when Miley was going through a transformational period during her time too. So you see the parallel. So let's see what Ariana Grande is going to have to unveil to us in this album. I actually can't wait. I'm really excited. So with that being said, and I really like the fact that her aesthetic that she's going through for rolling out this album is very noir, childlike, and you're probably like, ooh, what's noir? It's honestly just black and white, but it brings you back to that black and white, that nostalgic time and period when life was simpler, life was way more dramatic and things like that. And that's exactly what Ariana Grande's album is going to entail, that noir. And if you're curious, you can go Google it, N-I-O-R, noir. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one, and I will see. Please subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and become a beautiful sunflower and spread those beautiful sunflower seeds all over this earth. And leave your comments down below. How do you feel about Ariana Grande, this new personality that she's unveiling, the album, the message? And with that being said, in this reading that I had for her, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. But you know what I say before I go? Hype us up. Subscribe to us. Hey, and I'll see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers.